Oh, hi.
One, two, yeah.
Hi, hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Two.
Oh, hi.
1, 2, 1, 2,
Oh.
2, yeah.
Hi.
1, 2, 2, yeah. 1, 2,
Oh,
2,
hi.
yeah. 1, 2.
Oh. Oh, hi.
1, 2, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 2, yeah. 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, we appear to have been able to get back in touch with our correspondent NYMPHAE on Influence Dapper broadcast. This is something new, so we're able to hear two different kinds of translation. Now, we've been able to get a hold of you between your recent research into different kind of frogs. So, I have been told before that I am a nocturne. I mean, you are too, I assume.
More like a vampire, but yeah, I guess. Something like that. I actually prefer the term night owl, but nocturnal for now.
So tell us a little bit of research about the frogs that you have been working so diligently at.
Well, I have been working very, very hard to rehome poor, lost, and lonely frogs that are just out in the wild with no way to take care of themselves. And it's very, very rewarding.
I mean, when I saw the photo of the frog, I really thought that the frog should be wearing a hat, just kind of like our new logo. You may have seen that one. NYMPHAE, between your research on the frogs, you look like the frog should have a little suitcase and be waiting for a little train. Can you tell me a little bit about that little hypothetical story?
The frog is definitely more of a train hopper. Probably doesn't need a hat. Got a little bandana. No, I think that's it. And also they weren't frogs, they were ants. Actually prefer to travel by train. You know, sort of like, I don't know, also have very small brains.
And on to a little bit of news. We have had a recent purchase that was investigated all the way through from Florida. Have a look at that one. It's not coming up right on the screen right now, but I have the screen up. Try and find the exact item.
Yes, go and find the exact item, because we are dying to know here in the US what anyone in Florida can possibly want.
Yes. So you can find this one on the influencedapper.com website. And that is for mobile phone disassembly and repair tool chrome, vanadium steel screwdriver set car tools.
That's interesting. Mr. Florida sounds like a handyman.
So this one, it is interesting. It's got like bright orange plastic. It's got
Is it just orange?
so many different little heads for the screwdriver. Does it come in all the colours that are available from us? Yeah, they come in silver, purple, blue, red, and yellow. And it features 98 pieces. So 98 different kinds of CRV screwdriver bits and sockets that include the slotted bits, Phillips bits, triangle bits, star bits, torque bits, and other functional tools, a suction cup, sim eject pin, a triangle paddle, an extension rod, tweezers, magnetizer and a demagnetizer, prying tools, and it's equipped with a solid and sturdy case for holding all the components and convenience to carry and easy to use. So one of those has just been sent out to a gentleman in Florida. So hopefully we'll get a review back from that one. So NYMPHAE, between the recent research and on the frog side of things, I'm assuming that you may be up to your eyeballs or toad balls in universities level research and development of that. So I hear that you have actually you found a couple of different items recently from the Influence Dapper catalog that you didn't expect, but how did you creatively use those items? I mean, of course you are very creative with your research, and through our correspondences we have found that you're always looking for different ways to use different items, and to solve a big problem that you were having for quite some time?
Oh gosh, this is a question that you really shouldn't ask me because, you know, my expertise is in frogs and in ordering parts, and for the most part I just hand off the things that need to be used to somebody that's a little more capable than I am, while I sit back and twirl my hair and talk about toads. There's not a whole lot more to it than that, honestly.
Now, it's kind of famous now, this, I love me some Influence Dapper. Now, what inspired you to love Influence Dapper?
And that is the reason why I love me some Influence Dapper, because I don't have to know what I'm doing. I just have to do it. You know, I mean, I have to have a name and whatnot, obviously, but it's not a lot of work. It's just there. It's in the description. It's clear, concise, straight to the point, and I just click a button, and there you go.
So, taking a bit of a cruise, we'll be looking in at the InfluenceDapper.com experience. You can interject whenever you want, Miss NYMPHAE. So Influence Dapper, you see this beautiful red and black and white, and there's also straight away, this will change on and off from black and red jumper leads with alligator clips. They are currently Australian dollars 46, so you can do your changes in your currency. So these, obviously, as you'd expect, are made of copper, and Influence Dapper is especially interested in new supplies for copper. And NYMPHAE, another one. I'm making you work today hard, but yeah, tell me about that time where you were in the barn, I believe, in Alabama. Oh, by the way, yeah, NYMPHAE is from Alabama, and she has a lot of experiences on farms and with barns. She has a friend that she's made in that barn. Not a human friend, but a friend all the same. And they were looking for tools in the straw, with someone outside, overseeing them. the whole time, but from what I recall, it had something to do with a rusty tool and something to do with a whole bunch of stripped copper. So copper and aluminium components are what we're looking for, and also other mainly copper and mainly aluminium derivatives, and also other rare earth metals associated with our products, and also with the focus on future sustainability, in that they can be recycled, and those products can also go into different solutions that can solve green tech solutions for the future. That's the idea. So heading in on a trajectory of global trade and the global minutiae of the way that the products can fly around the global supply chains, and also help to bolster small industry and large industry, and also make things very easy for consumers. So on that note, your alligator clip test probe leads, crocodile clips, the materials going into those. It also says you can use them for audio and video. Of course you can, and it just depends on the exact way the applicant, you apply yourself and put it through. So recent developments are that pricing on some of the items may or may not appear to be exorbitant, but take into factor the way that the website has been sometimes updating with the current price changes, and they're subject to ups and downs due to the current global war situation that is affecting certain materials and the supply chain of that. So more and more on the pipeline, we may be looking at different compressors, and also different new bulk wire that's coming out with Influence Dapper's name on them. Now, going back in not only in your research of frogs, that NYMPHAE, you also you have had a couple of different businesses in the fields of exporting and importing, and also with exotic wildlife, and different ways in which you have been able to, overcome some difficulties as in licensing and also in accreditation for your endeavours. I know that you're focused mainly on your studies now, but when you were in the height of your business academic and also as a boss yourself, can you further elaborate some of the things that you ran into when it came to sourcing reliable suppliers for the things that you did, but also maybe some story about the more emotional aspects of going through the accreditation certificatization side of making your dreams into reality.
Again, I love that it allows me to just pick something up without even really knowing what I'm doing, because I'm not a professional in any way regarding most of this stuff. I have no mechanical mind whatsoever, but as long as I know the name of the thing that I'm looking for, I can go there and I'm almost guaranteed to find it. I have not run into a problem yet where I haven't been able to find some little trinket or bit or bob or any of the little things that I need to get a job done, even if I have to get somebody else to do it.
Now, choosing different aspects of products, can come from all different forms of what would you call it? Inspiration that comes from many places. Where does it come from? Okay, so when you come up with a concept, how do you generally follow your decision making?
I don't know about all those things. All I know is that my barn buddy, he's actually an immortal donkey that goes by the name of Emmanuel. He was able to transmit his name directly into my brain, telepathically. He needs these strange bits of metals and stuff in order to communicate and time travel, but there's something about the frogs in there too. That's why I'm even around in the first place, is because it's I don't know, something about a hop, skip, and a jump away to any point in history or the future or the present, any time, any place where he's able to manifest himself. He is everywhere and everything all at once. And so we spent a lot of time in the barn donkey is Overlord, and the donkey knows. So, if it's on your website, then it is there for a reason.
So, what I also know about NYMPHAE is that you've got a little bit of an interest in the esoteric. So if you could kindly, I know that they're not very far away from you at any one time, those clickety-clack things that go slap in your hand, we're going to pull something that you know, and I'll pull one first. Okay, so nothing rude about this. We're looking at the symbolic judgments of what may happen with influence Dapper and what is happening. So representation via the Prince of the Chariot of Winds. So we're looking at the King of Swords. So what is the significance that you think of the King of Swords? And then we can discuss how that relates to what you have pulled.
Emmanuel makes all dreams into reality. Dreams are reality. They are a different form of reality. So I can simply go on to the Influence Dapper website and find the part that I need and forego all of the actual import rules and regulations and stuff, and the donkey simply brings it to me. You still get your money, of course, but it's all about who you know, and I happen to know an immortal time-traveling donkey.
And just for fun, so so you can take a breath there. We'll put one more to fly over, so that will make 3. So put your brain radars out there. We'll have a bit of fun with this one. So we're looking, that was a false pull. So this one, I need to get out of the deck. Okay, deck is pulled. We're looking at the Hierophant, the Magus of the Eternal Gods. So maybe we'll look into that very quickly or very slowly while we fly by. There's some solenoids and more shut-off valves. We're looking at double row brass bearings, expansion boards for PLCs, other. We'll look through the website a little bit in regards to the Hierophant.
I cannot tell you how many times I've stayed up all night crying to myself about the difficulties and the paperwork and the bureaucracy involved in maintaining your own business. But with the help of my magical donkey friend, we have been able to transcend all human things, including paperwork. And ever since then, it's been just marvelous. So we're looking at the pillars of a sacred temple. Holding the triple scepter, and the task is to pass down the spiritual wisdom and initiate. The feet represent the balance between the conscious and the subconscious minds, unlocking of the mysteries. So that appears to be rather a entrance level look at this, but we're looking at it through the eyes of the Hermetic. So the mysteries appear to be a lot deeper, mixed with heavy symbolism towards the star and ancient language, and also interestingly the elephant, the Hierophant, the elephant, and also the horns of a bull. Also rings, and both the 6 and also the 5 pointed stars. So that could be related to a west-east type of thing. It could be deeper than that. It could be links with trade, with other countries, to the 5 pointed, to the 6 pointed, to the 7 pointed, and even the many starred banners of globalized, intertwined business. So, on that note, with your research into cicadas, so how far are we away from the next significant brood? And what is the current brood? Are they on their way up, or are they on the diminishing side? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. My decision-making process usually comes in the form of tarot. I foresight, due to my association with the manual, and that's really all there is to it. I just think, and therefore it becomes a reality.
And what's your emotional link between thought and ibuprofen?
Yes, esoteric. That's the word I was looking for. The King of Swords is very logical. The swords represent the air signs. So, Gemini, Aquarius, so on and so forth. So, yeah, he's a man that gets it done. I suppose you could call him your influence Dapper. Because he is dapper and he is very influential. He tends to think using his own prior experiences and whatnot. Things that come just through learning in general, through living. And that is what this king represents. I don't need to interject. I'm just waiting for you to come up with a thing for the Hierophant, especially combining it with swords.
And also the whole turn back to the nocturnal element, right? What is it these days? People are spending a lot more time with their computer, linked to the computer, making purchases and the frequency of purchases, and wins on and wins off, and business days and non-business days, and public holidays and things like that, how they affect world trade, and also cryptocurrencies and normal stock market trading. But moreover, the personal decisions of the spenders of the money,
Easy peasy.
the citizens of the countries, that awful word consumer, but that is what the vernacular is these days. Now, when are you making purchases? Are you thinking about those purchases? Are you able to make those purchases from your dreams into reality within the click of a button? Are you very impulsive with your spending, or do you think it more wise to bring it through to a council or to a room, to a board of people to make all those decisions, or should those decisions come forward just on the individual, or should that be shared within a chain of command? I mean, when you're running a business, how careful are you to experiment with your purchasing and looking at your gold in the coal, or are you looking at that product is absolutely perfect, or can you make do? What are the concerns budget-wise? And all of those tastily important, happy things. And also, just for our listeners, how that can relate back on a symbolic sense of what you pulled halfway through this, halfway through what I guess will be the time that we've got for this little one. We might ramble on for a lot longer, who knows? But how that relates biologically in the way of looking at the system's current and the future systems of trade and money, and how that might act out in an evolutionary sense, not so much on a creation sense.
I don't feel like there's any actual mystery involved in King of Swords and the Hierophant. The Hierophant is coming from a place of messages, authority, and the King of Swords is actually authority. So the two of them together is important. Elephants are wise, and ghouls have a reputation for being stubborn, but both are very optimistic.
Thoughts on oral hygiene, by the way? Is there anything you particularly use? And also anything that's derived from metals?
I personally think that the stars point to unlimited infinities of our donkey. But I don't know, that's just my opinion.
Okay, I know you are very in tune with naturopathy, and also knowing essential oils and vitamins, and which vitamins are good. Now, let's look more into the history of elemental metals and beauty. Now, this is something that influenced Dapper may be looking at for the future. What we want on a developmental sense, since you are such a good correspondent. We will have other correspondence in the future. Just for now, we have the wealth of knowledge, who is the two brains NYMPHAE. Now, what we're looking at is, from all of your research into metals and beauty, let's see where that could run on a metallurgical sense, where your day-to-day materials or within a product, and this is for product developers as well. how we can incorporate beauty not only into the aesthetics of our products, but also into the well-being of our everyday. Can you elaborate a little bit further on that? Be as light-hearted as you want. Let's get really deep into it.
Do we actually get to talk about cicadas now? Okay. Brood 19, otherwise known as the Great Southern Brood, will be emerging from the ground next year, 2024. They are Magis cicada, and they are of the 13-year variety. And a lot of them tend to overlap. The 17-year, I think there's two 17-year cicadas, and then 13. And the Great Southern Brood tends to be of the 13-year variety. The last time they emerged was in 2011, and they were magnificent then. So this time next year, they will be coming up out of the ground. It will be amazing. The problem is that they are in decline. There are several broods that are currently extinct. They only exist in North America. So they are completely unique in the world. But yeah, so they will be emerging next year. But since a lot of their territory has been, their parking lots and their streets and roads and houses and stuff now, towns, cities, and it has decimated a lot of their populations. I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes next year. I will make sure to record it and document it.
And have you thought about that before? And before right now, can you go back to a time when that kind of thought process was in its infancy?
My emotional link between thought and ibuprofen? We need more of both.
And what was the time difference between that's being cemented for you and you really understanding that? And what parts of that are you still sort of grappling with? Is there anything that you
I don't
haven't
actually
reached
know.
yet in terms of
I
answers?
know that Emmanuel uses a lot of it during his more tricky space-time transcendence. Periods of time warping and stuff. You know that song from that movie? I'm not going to name it here just in case. But that was actually inspired by Emmanuel, right? Yeah, little trivia for you. Let's see. The world moves a lot faster than it can be legislated, whatever. So, trade has turned into this thing that I don't think any of us really grasp the enormity of the situation. It is literally global. You can get anything from anywhere with just a click of a button. It's quick, it's easy, and it's done. And you can have it sent almost anywhere. You can pay whatever currency you happen to have. So it's strange to think about it because by the time they get around to making laws or even figuring it out, you've already moved on to a different product. It's a very strange time that we're living in. But I am glad that Influence Dapper is there with all of my little metal thingamabob needs. I wish that you would put stickers on the site, but that is neither here nor there. But on that note, I am a huge fan of, well, having spent a lot of time with frogs who lack oral hygiene, it's made me that much more dedicated to the care of my teeth. Because have you ever seen the inside of a toad in a frog's mouth? It's just, they don't even have lips. I cannot fathom going the rest of my life looking like that. I don't want it. But on that note, I am a huge fan of the old rumor that George Washington had wooden teeth, because his teeth weren't actually wooden, they were likely made out of lead. Imagine that. A mouth full of lead. I wonder what happened to his brain before he died. Well, I'm sure you're aware that most of our modern day conveniences run off of, you have ports in your computer. You have copper channeling electricity. Anyone who does not believe that, you can pick up a simple rock off the ground and it's just a rock, right? And there are people who attribute magical properties to these things, but it's not crazy. It's not a lie. It's not insane to assume that there are things that there are properties that we are not yet fully aware of. There are vibrations to everything, and this is made abundantly clear by the fact that you can make things work depending on what type of minerals you're using. So, I'd like to think, copper, athletes use copper all the time. Nickel is used to line some forms of plasticware to, keep molds and not germs, just bacteria from, reproducing and, say, your fruit and stuff. And it works. So I am 100% behind this. Also, did I ever mention that my donkey's eyes are actually made of copper? Yeah, interesting, isn't it? I think this has something to do with his ability to time travel, but I'm not exactly sure how it works. Yeah, I'm not an immortal, all-knowing donkey, so, it's hard to fathom the thoughts that go through his head, but yeah, when he looks at me, there's a meaning there that it's just copper. It's There's a phrase that is often attributed to writer Arthur C. Clarke, and I don't know if he actually said this or not, but it goes, magic is just science that we do not understand yet, and I hold this to be 1000% true, because as we have grown as a civilization, we have discovered things like electricity. We have, we've come from fire to the wheel to electricity and so on and so forth. We've managed to create dams that hold back huge amounts of water and generate power from that. There really is no, what is the word I'm looking for? There's no limit to what we are capable of through just our planet. And even if we don't fully understand it yet, the fact that it is there and we can make these things happen sort of speaks for itself. That is its own kind of magic. I'm not grappling with anything at this point. Everything I know comes through from Emmanuel, and he is all. Beauty is balance and symmetry. And you find that by incorporating a little bit of everything. Oops. And if you could give one piece of advice on how that kind of thinking that you have come to in the way that you described before about the kind of biological functioning and those ideas cementing together like that in a way that we can push forward and not only think about it that way, but also transcend to somewhere that is beyond the mere meshing of beauty and electronics, cybernetics, and how possibly things like AI and AI knowledge and generalized knowledge can also help us on the road to, in essence, a kind of technological fountain of youth via our small components, kind of like the pancaking of elements and rocks and things like that in Egyptology, for example, finding currents in things, or the vibrations of this and that, solfeggio, frequencies of a hum and all of that kind of thing, where if a sound vibration can affect you in a certain way, can also beauty be affected by the resonance of the items in which you are using? Can they hold something? Can they hold something in the imagination? Is it tactile? Is it something that is purely kind of in the ether? Is it something that
lives with you all the time. It's your consciousness like a kernel of corn inside of that big brain's gone? Or is it somewhere outside or around us all the time? The kind of fruitcake idea of the atoms versus the space and proof and Darwinist philosophy of what is the strongest and what isn't, and how strong the strength of beauty, for example. And also just to round out, your favourite solution to all of your problems usually comes down to what? And how does purchasing something make that into something that blooms into further evolution, for want of a better term, maybe morphing from one thing to another, maybe a fusion of sorts, all these trite things, but let's zero in on that for our next episode of the Influence Dapper broadcast. Thank you very much, and we will see you at the checkout.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the show tonight, and I appreciate everything. I hope next time we get to speak a little bit more about vibrations and sacred geometry and how this applies to nail guns and little tiny motors that make fingernail filer things work. I don't know. I'm just a girl, but I am symmetrical, and I am filled with the love of a donkey. So, thank you for having me here tonight. I really appreciate you reaching out, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the future. Oh, hi. Hi, hi. Hi. Oh, hi.
1, 2, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 2, yeah, 1, 2.
Hi.
1, 2, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 2, yeah.